servants were punished for tiny mistakes. Poor villagers were turned away from the palace gates. Children who once adored the princess became afraid to look at her. The Shadow Princess ruled with perfection, cold, elegant, untouchable, and the worst part of all, everyone believed she was the real Amara. Meanwhile, the real princess wandered through villages beyond the kingdom, hidden beneath a gray cloak. For the first time in her life, nobody bowed to her. Nobody called her royal. She slept in tiny cottages, carried water from wells, shared bread with strangers who had almost nothing. And slowly, something inside her began to change too. For years, Amara had tried so hard to appear perfect that she had forgotten how lonely she truly was. But outside the palace, people laughed loudly. They cried openly. They made mistakes without shame. They were imperfect, and they were happy. One evening, Amara met a young lantern maker named Theo, whose little sister had fallen ill. The villagers could not afford medicine because the palace taxes had become too harsh. As Theo spoke about the princess's cruelty, Amara lowered her eyes in shame. For the first time, she realized something painful. The shadow had not created her worst qualities. It had simply stolen the parts of herself she feared most: her pride, her anger, her desire to control everything. The shadow was born from every emotion she had hidden away. And now the kingdom was suffering because she had spent her life pretending those feelings did not exist. That night, beneath glowing lanterns beside the river, Amara finally stopped running from the truth. "I was never perfect," she whispered to herself. The moment she said those words aloud, her reflection in the water changed. For the first time, her shadow appeared beside her again, not cruel, not smiling, just waiting. Then it pointed toward the palace. Amara understood. The only way to stop the darkness was not to destroy it, but to face it. Days later, the kingdom gathered for the Grand Moon Festival. Thousands filled the palace courtyard as silver lights floated through the sky. Above them all stood the false princess, beautiful and cold upon the royal balcony. Then suddenly another girl stepped into the crowd, wet from rain, cloaked in gray, no crown upon her head. The real Amara. Gasps spread through the kingdom. The shadow princess stared down at her with silver eyes. "You should have stayed forgotten," it hissed. But Amara no longer trembled. She walked forward slowly. "You became powerful because I was afraid of myself," she said softly. "But I am done hiding." The shadow laughed. Darkness swirled across the palace walls as the sky dimmed above the kingdom. Then before everyone's eyes, the shadow separated from the false princess, like smoke rising